Aita for taking all my mom's photos from Dad's house and asking his new wife why it's any of her fucking business. I'm 17 years old and I still live at home with my dad. I'm planning to move out this summer, so right now, I'm just trying to survive my last few months here. Last month, my dad got remarried. His new wife had been living long distance for 3 years before they finally tied the knot, and she moved in with us about a week after the wedding. I'm not going to lie, things have been a little tense ever since. I mean, I've got a complicated relationship with my dad's new wife. I get the feeling she doesn't really like me, and I'm pretty sure I don't feel the same way about her. It's not that she's a terrible person or anything, but she's very adamant about her place in my dad's life. She seems like she's constantly reminding everyone, especially my dad, that she's the real wife now. I can't blame her for wanting to feel like she belongs in the house. This is her new home, and she probably wants to make sure it's hers and my dad's place, not just some leftover memory from his past marriage. The problem is, that's exactly what happened when she moved in. The first thing she told my dad was that she couldn't stand having any photos of my mom around the house. She said it made her uncomfortable, that it was hard for her to settle in when these old memories kept staring at her. And honestly, I get it to an extent. She's my dad's second wife, so I guess she wants to have her own space and not feel like she's living in the shadow of my mom. My dad, being the peacekeeper he is, agreed to take the photos down. He said he'd put them in storage so they wouldn't just sit there gathering dust. But then, he added, you can take whatever photos you want. They're just memories, and they're not going to do any good sitting in a box. I wasn't really sure what I was expecting when he said that, but I took him up on it. I didn't just take 1 or 2 photos like he probably thought I would. I took every single photo of my mom, of me as a kid, of our family together. I just couldn't leave them behind. I couldn't trust that they'd be kept safe or that they wouldn't get thrown out. These were my memories, my family, and I wasn't about to let them go. My grandparents agreed to store them for me, so I loaded up every single photo from the shelves. At first, my dad's wife didn't say anything. I thought maybe she'd be fine with me taking the ones I wanted, but when she saw that I was clearing everything off the walls and shelves, she started to get upset. She asked me why I was taking all the photos, and honestly, at that point, I was a little frustrated. I didn't feel like explaining myself, so I just asked, why does it bother you so much? It's not like I'm throwing them away. I'm keeping them safe with my grandparents. But she didn't see it that way. She said that, okay, I could take a few if they meant something to me, but it felt like I was intentionally disrespecting her by taking every single one. She said it felt like a huge fuck you to her. She was annoyed that I couldn't just leave a couple of the photos behind to make her feel comfortable in the house. I didn't back down. I told her, you probably just want them all gone, don't you? You probably don't want to deal with any reminders of my mom being here, and you're planning to throw them out behind our backs once we're not looking. She was really taken aback by that, and honestly, I don't think I was being unreasonable. She started getting defensive, saying I was insulting her and making her feel unwelcome in her own home. She said she couldn't understand why I was so angry and why I had such an attitude toward her. She asked my dad why I couldn't just show her some respect and why I was acting like such a brat. Now I knew I was being a little bit of a jerk by the end of it, but I was angry. I wasn't trying to be rude, but it felt like she had crossed a line by trying to control my relationship with my mom's memory. I snapped back at her. It's none of your business. You weren't even asked to get involved with this. I'm not doing anything wrong by keeping my mom's photos. You're the one making it a big deal. That's when the argument really escalated. My dad overheard and tried to calm things down, which only made it worse. He told my dad's wife that I was allowed to take the photos and that this shouldn't be an issue. But she was still mad. She said I had been rude by cursing at her and asking her why it was any of her business. She said I was disrespecting her in her own home and that she wasn't just some outsider. I was supposed to treat her like family now. The whole situation left me feeling drained. My dad said we both needed to cool off and take a step back, but the tension didn't really go away. My dad's wife is still upset with me, and now I'm kind of wondering if I went too far. I mean, yeah, I was frustrated, and I don't regret saving the photos, but I do feel like I might have been harsh in how I handled it. I didn't mean to be disrespectful, but I don't think it's wrong to stand my ground when it comes to the memories of my mom. She's a part of my life, and I shouldn't have to just sweep her under the rug for my dad's new wife to feel comfortable. But at the same time, I know I could have handled the conversation better.